Chris here with Lane Shark, and today we are going to introduce something very special that we've been working on for quite a while with our friends at WR Long. Now, if you have a tractor, you pretty much already know who WR Long is. If you know who we are, you definitely know who WR Long is. About a year ago, I got to talking to Mr. Nelson at WR Long, and we decided that we could really help our customers out a lot by teaming up and creating what we call our third function C-Flow kit. And what that is, you have a full third function kit that will also run a Lane Shark. So with that, you typically get just the valve here with your pressure tank line and then your A and B ports. And what we figured out is if we come in and we tee into the tank line here, we can actually take and run the return with this instead of having to go and find an extra port on the tractor to go straight to tank. That has always been our weak point, and honestly, I'd like to apologize for us taking this long to get this figured out. But now we've got it figured out, and we are releasing it. So we pretty much have a kit available for almost every tractor out there now. It takes a lot of guesswork out, a lot of confusion, a lot of the headache. Because if you order the full kit, you have everything in one box to install on your tractor, and you can run a grapple or a Lane Shark very easily. So with that, like I say, you get the valve, you get the T, you get all the hoses, you'll get our switch box, you get a different bulkhead bracket. Instead of having just the A and B, you have the A and B and the return. So you're always going to have the male as your pressure for the Lane Shark, and then we're going to have the female for the return. We mark these with green just to kind of help differentiate everything. On the switch box, in the past, whenever we wired these, we made it where as soon as it got power to the box, all these lights were on. And we got thinking about it, that could be a little confusing. So what we've done now, we've kind of done this for a while, but I guess we didn't really have a good video explaining it. Whenever it has power, the red light will come on, and then whenever you turn the system on, the green lights will come on. You'll notice there's two start buttons. I know somebody's probably a little confused by that, but it's just so you can't accidentally hit a button and turn the system on. You have to intentionally turn this on. We want it to be as safe as possible. So if you follow us at all, you know that I'm very adamant about installing these things properly so you don't overheat your tractor. I'm not going to sell you something that's going to cause damage to your tractor, because then I'm the bad guy, and nobody wants that. So with all of that, we've taken all the guesswork out. You get everything you need in one box. So if you're pretty handy and you want to install these yourself, we've got everything you need in the box, the instructions. You can knock it out yourself. If not, your dealers are pretty much already familiar with the WR Long. We've got another video that shows how to just install the C-Flow component on the third function. So we're trying to make it as simple as possible. So the full kit is going to be called the C-Flow third function kit, and that is everything. So that's the third function and then all of our components along with it. As I said, we pretty much have a kit available for every tractor out there. And if you already have a WR Long third function, we can easily add the C-Flow component. We've got another video on the install of just the C-Flow component, and it comes with all the hoses you need, the T, the fittings, the switch box, the bulkhead bracket. It's very easy to install, so you don't have to buy the whole kit. You can buy just the components. And then we're obviously going to still manufacture our legacy kits that we've always made. If you want to install just the valve kit that we have for some of our Kubota tractors or some of the John Deere tractors. We'll try to give everybody as many options as possible. I know sometimes you have too many options, it can get confusing, but that's what we're here for. You can call us. We've got people ready to answer any questions that you have. And we're going to try to put out as many training videos as possible just to make it where it's a little easier and you don't have to call people if you don't want to. But if you want to, we're always here. So I want to try to explain this little diagram here that we have. Maybe can answer some questions, cut out some confusion on how these things need to be plumbed and just the proper way to do it. Obviously, throughout the years, we've had different ways to plumb these tractors, and as we learn, we make changes. We try to update things and make them a little less confusing, just more user friendly and more efficient. In the past, when we first started, we could only run them off of the rear remote. Still had to run to the tank, and then as time went on, we figured out you could run it off the third function, still run the return to the tank. And we've also had we still have our valve kit that we have only run the Lane Shark. But last year I got to talking to the guys at WR Long, and we sort of figured out that as long as we bypass the third function, you're not going to get that heat buildup. So typically what people have tried to do in the past is, you've got this valve here, and it's made to push pull. So it's only open and close, open and close. It's not designed for continuous flow. And what happens whenever you try to do continuous flow is you're forcing fluid back into this valve. And obviously when you're forcing something in, you've got friction, which causes heat, which causes things to deteriorate over time, and you will mess up your tractor, mess up your pump. Something on that's going to fail. And that's why we've been so adamant about returning to the tank. But now that we understand the exact thing that's causing that heat, we're bypassing that. And so we're cutting out a lot of confusion on trying to find a tank line. Because on a third function, you've got your pressure and tank on the bottom. So we're just teeing into that, bypassing that valve for the return, and it makes it a lot easier to install. So on a typical install, you've got your pump, which feeds your loader valve. So you've got your pressure, your PB, which stands for Power Beyond, and your tank line on your loader valve. So whenever you crank the tractor, it's going pump, loader valve, third function, out of the third function, into your rear remotes if you have it, then back into the tank. So as soon as you crank the tractor, fluid is running in that circuit if it's an open center, which pretty much every tractor we deal with is open center hydraulic system. So hopefully now that we have all of these kits, we cut out a lot of confusion. But if you do have any questions, feel free to call us. You can email us, you can go on Facebook, you can go on Instagram. I know over the past 2 years we've been a little lax on our social media, but we're getting all that kicked back off. And we have tons of people here to answer questions. So anything that you can think of that confuses you or you want to discuss, feel free to call us. We've got great guys here. We pride ourselves on our customer service, so we try to take care of everybody as quick as possible and as efficiently as possible. So we'll see you next time.